So what's up, everybody? This is the season of giving, and I wanted to give some advice. So this is gonna be more so a motivating video by the fireplace. So we're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. Year of the dragon. Hope everybody has had a wonderful year so far. And really, what I wanted to say was give some advice and just say why you should start a YouTube and soon. But I must just say in 2025, especially if you're older. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of people, I've did a lot of reaction videos to a lot of older songs, movies, TV shows, and a lot of people that are generally older have dropped some serious advice, and when you're older, you have a lot of things that younger generations need to hear. And I feel like, especially with the way the world is now, the way the world is now, the youth, younger generations, millennials as myself, we could use a lot more advice. I'm going to just go ahead and speak up and say it. Like, we could use a lot more advice. And we're on YouTube, heavy, all generations. We're constantly watching, and with so much distractions, so much negativity, I just feel like a lot of the older generations have a lot to give, and they may not even realize that. When they speak, a lot of us listen. There is a lot of us that want to listen, that love that mentorship, love that guidance. And when I come across a video of someone who's older, who has more experience, even if it may not be something I'm necessarily into or something that that's just not really my thing, I still listen because there's certain wisdom amongst those words and within that experience that I can take and I can apply in my life. And like I said, right now, it's just so much distractions. Being an older, and you've seen things we haven't seen in our generation, as millennials, and I know younger generations, we may feel like we know it all. We may feel like we have seen it all. We may feel like we've done it all even. But the truth is we haven't. And you can never take away from experience, which is why in so many certain cultures around the world, you had to be even a certain age to even be a certain in a certain leadership, right? Have to have a certain role of leadership. You had to hit a certain age because experience does matter. I'm pretty sure even with the president, like, you got to be a certain age. You got to be, very, very mature, and you have to have a lot of accomplishments. And man, I'm just being humble right now and saying it. If you come across this video, or you may be one of my subscribers, YouTube is definitely very rewarding. It's definitely very rewarding, and what I mean by that is not only can you make you make some nice change on here, but you can make change in every way. Change as in financial, change as in sparking inspiration in somebody who may be going through some type of depression, change in helping somebody who may just feel a little lost by you just speaking and adding value into the world. And I feel like, at least in the Western world, we're told so much, once you hit a certain age, it's kind of like you're too old, it is too old for that. But our elders have value. Our elders have value. There was an old saying, I forgot which culture this came from, but it was like, every time an elder is buried or dies, a library is burned. And man, that one hits deep because it's true. You ever be around one of your, let's say your uncles or I personally never met any of my grandparents. One of them died when my mom was a kid, and the other one I just never met. So I don't know what it's like to have a grandfather, right? At all. I had my my nene around, which is that's the Nigerian word for grandma, because my mom, she comes from Nigeria, and she was around for a little bit of time. A wonderful, wonderful person, an angel. But other than that, never really had like that type of, never had an elderly guidance. So when I see or when I meet elders, I really be very respectful and I listen, because that's something I've never personally really had in my life like that. Like that wasn't really really, it wasn't really in my life too much. So when I listen to the wisdom, when I listen to the experience, when I listen to just so much that they've been through, the things that they've seen, how different the world was before cell phones were a thing, it gives me motivation. It helps me to realize that I do have it easier in many ways. When you can just get on an electric bike and go do something like Uber Eats, it definitely makes a difference, right? When you can go make a couple dollars, you can get in your car and go do DoorDash, Uber, any of these different, hop into the gig economy and do any of these different, go on any of these different apps. It definitely makes a difference. We live in a different world now. And, if with a lot of these, when you're older and you get on YouTube and you give life advice, or let's say you know how to build something, you ever, like for me, I like to go and watch people who are really good with their hands and can build cabins, and like, man, that stuff is incredible. If you have those type of skills, I don't care if you're in Norway, I don't care if you're in Australia, I don't care where you are, Africa, it doesn't matter. Like, when you have those type of skills and you can share that with the world, it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing, and it's very rewarding. So shake off that fear, that you may have, or if you feel like, I wanted to try YouTube, but forget the excuses. 2025 is your time to shine, and and you will add value. Even if it's just, you got to think of it like this. Even if it's just 10 people that genuinely love what you have to say, that's 10 people that you have influenced. And that snowball effect is serious. And I think as humans, we underestimate just how much our energy, how far our energy goes in this world when we even influence one person, whether negatively or positively. So, yeah, and YouTube, it's a great platform when as far as socializing with other people and just creating your own network, and just having that freedom to create. So hopefully this comes across someone who has been thinking about YouTube and maybe been feeling like, I'm older, I don't know what to. No, you have so much value to give. I don't care if you're 80 years old. You are important. You're special, and we're listening. And if you got something to say to us younger generations, and you got something to say about this world, and you want to add some value, we're listening, and we're all ears. And that's what I got to say. So hopefully this video inspires somebody. And much love. Have a safe night. And I'll be back with more soon.